Hello, it's Paul Suellentrop of the Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com. I'm here with Jesse Kramer of the catchandshoot.com, a Chicago-based website that covers Chicago college basketball. So Jesse's going to sit in and help us out here. Jesse, fairly close game, and then Wichita State started to pull away maybe last 10 minutes, last 12 minutes. What did you see? What kind of got Wichita State to go on there at the end?
I think there were a couple of things. The first is Loyola doesn't have the same depth as Wichita State, and both teams like to play very physical and play really hard, and I think towards the last 10 minutes you could see Loyola start to, they got, grounded out a little bit. And on top of that, what Porter Moser just talked about in his press conference was he felt like the team started going one-on-one too much. He felt it wasn't necessarily selfishness, but just each guy wanted to win so badly that each guy took it on himself individually to try and mount a comeback in the last few minutes. And Loyola's at their best when, they play a 4 or 5 guard lineup most of the time. So they're looking to spread the floor, take jump shots, or find ways for guys like Milton Doyle and Clayton Custer to slice into the lane. And when they kept going one-on-one like that, they didn't get that same spacing, and it made it very tough for them to get good shots.
Yeah, they gave Wichita State some real problems offensively, I think, especially in the first half. Let's talk a little bit about Milton Doyle. He was a big recruit for Porter 3 or 4 years ago when he transferred from Kansas. What's he going to kind of be remembered for here at Loyola? It seems like he played a big role in transitioning this program into the Valley.
Oh yeah, there's no question. He was a guy just as a big recruit, a guy who initially committed to Kansas before transferring. He kind of was the first big name that Porter Moser got here, and then his first year wound up being the year that he did transition into the Valley, and he was the newcomer of the year. And he was an all-conference honorable mention preseason this year. He may end up being on the first team this year, and he's kind of taken a step back last few games, but he could be in the Player of the Year conversation when we get to St. Louis in a few weeks. And he's been a huge piece of this program. He's really stepped up as more of a leader for the team especially this year, but also started last year a little bit. And he's the type of guy. He's so hungry to win. He does whatever he has to do to win. Sometimes that's held him back because he tries to do too much, Porter says. But, he's an all-around player who, he can score it, he can pass it, he can rebound, he can play defense, and he's going to be remembered for how he can impact the game in so many ways.
Yeah, he's had a really nice career here. How important is it for Porter Moser to keep some of these local kids around, and how well is he doing at recruiting kind of the Chicago area?
He's doing it pretty well. I mean, Milt is a local guy, and then Dante Ingram, who's had a big breakout season and could wind up also being in the all-conference conversation in a couple of weeks. He's another local guy from Simeon, which is one of the top programs in the area. And their recruiting class for next year, they have 2 guys, Cam Krutwig and Christian Negron, who are 2 of the top local guys in the Chicago area. So he's going to keep recruiting this as much as he can. He loves getting the local guys. He'll recruit nationally when he has to, but he loves getting the local guys, and they've had a pretty good local flavor for a few years now on the roster.
Yeah, definitely Chicago, and then he's got the 2 Johnson County kids from kind of down there, our neck of the woods. Jesse, you saw Wichita State play last year when it was a Fred VanVleet and a Ron Baker thing. Different team this year, a little bit different style of play. What's your impressions about how the Shockers are different from a year ago?
Well, obviously, as everyone knows, Baker and VanVleet, without them, it's just a totally different team. And not to say that those guys were very much known for their grit and their hard work, but in some ways, this team seems to rely a little bit more on that same attitude, even though it's new players. I don't think they're necessarily more gritty because those guys were already so gritty last year, but it's just almost even more important part just because lots of talent on this Wichita State team, but not quite as much in my mind. And so, you see maybe show a little bit more.
Definitely. All right, Jesse, thank you very much. We'll wrap it up here from the Gentile Center where Wichita State wins it, 81-64. You can read all about it at the Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com and at the catchandshoot.com. Thank you.